If you just finished watching episode 10 of season 7, The Phantom Apprentice, then you know that you just watched one of the best, if not the best, Clone Wars episode ever. And without further ado, your Uncle Bessie here on Star Wars Comics will start to review this latest episode. Let's get it started, guys. To start with, we get the classic Lucasfilm Limited logo, but what's interesting about it this time rather than the last episode is that we immediately get into a dark, ominous soundtrack. It hints at what is looming, very close. It reminded me of Maul, specifically his chaotic mind. This soundtrack showed us that Maul is putting the pieces together finally, what he learned from Sidious while he was his apprentice, and now what is about to happen. Everything is coming together in the mind of Maul, as chaotic as it is. And slowly we hear the sound of lightsabers, then in mere seconds we see Ahsoka holding up her lightsabers defending herself against Maul and his forces. This is a very important point, not only in this episode but in the Clone Wars as a whole. You see, it is at this moment that Ahsoka Tano learns about Darth Sidious, the secret Sith that has been manipulating the Clone Wars and the Republic from inside. The first time they found out, of course, was when Kenobi heard it from Dooku himself. It is a very similar scene that we're seeing here. When Dooku talks to Obi-Wan and Maul talks to Ahsoka, it is eerily similar. Both of them are finding out something that will change their lives forever. The symbolism is not lost as well, as Maul circles Ahsoka in this scene, same as Dooku did in Attack of the Clones to Obi-Wan while he was kept as prisoner. Ahsoka alarms Rex and the others to come to her location, and while there's a bit of a scuffle at first, Maul knows that this is not the time. He creates a minor diversion and escapes in the shadows. The next scene is where two minds connect finally. One thing to remember, folks, is that even though Obi-Wan isn't present in hologram form only, I would imagine this is a painful return to the throne room on Mandalore for Obi-Wan, as just a couple of meters away is where he saw the love of his life killed by Maul, Satine Kryze. It is not at all mentioned in the episode or in the scene, but it was just a small little tidbit that I picked up while I was watching this and was reminded of that painful moment for Obi-Wan. But you can imagine the focus of Kenobi. He did not flinch for a second and revealed everything about the mission and more. From this dialogue, we learned that the current timeline that is intertwined between the Clone Wars and Revenge of the Sith is officially after the council meeting, when Obi-Wan is assigned to go find Grievous on Utapau and Anakin is assigned to spy on the Chancellor. This greatly indicates that Order 66 is only a day away, maybe even less, as in a short amount of time, Palpatine will reveal himself to Anakin as a Sith Lord and will ask him to join the dark side and become his apprentice. Being unsure of himself, Anakin will tell Windu about Sidious, and we all know what happened next. It will be during that time that Order 66 will occur, and spoilers, since it wasn't executed on this episode, this will be probably the time in the next episode where Ahsoka senses the execution of Order 66 and the mass killing of all Jedi. I wasn't expecting Obi-Wan to reveal so much, but he does. What you can quickly miss here is that even Rex was present about some of the things that he already suspects. Remember, with Rex, we always have to keep in mind his inhibitor chip. He is already doubtful about all of this, and now Obi-Wan is spilling the beans, shall we say. Later, he asks for privacy between him and Ahsoka only, and he reveals everything about Anakin, Darth Sidious, and what is their plan next. Now, as I said in the previous review, I was adamant that Jesse will not die. Maul won't kill him, even though I knew in the trailer that Maul will interrogate him. It will be too much for Dave Filoni to kill Jesse and not let him execute Order 66. This will be a gut-wrenching moment. Jesse lives. Maul did not kill him. He only mind-probed him to the point where he learned everything about Ahsoka and what the clones are about. Once he did that, he let Jesse go as a token of good faith, faith, and this ultimately means in my mind that Jesse will be present on the ship when Order 66 is executed, and he will hunt down Ahsoka together with the 332nd Company, only Captain Rex will not be joining them. And I think it is specifically this moment in the official Disney Plus trailer. Minister Olmex is gunned down by Gar Saxon, but not before he reveals to Ahsoka that Maul saw a vision about Skywalker. He saw a dark vision that he couldn't decipher. Maul has been obsessed with this, and Maul ultimately reveals that that's why he orchestrated this battle. He wanted to lure in Obi-Wan together with his apprentice Skywalker and kill Anakin once and for all, not letting Sidious seize power. What is absolutely mind-boggling is that for a second there, Maul and Ahsoka almost join forces. That's something that nobody saw coming. Maul recognizing the threat of Darth Sidious, and he hammers in the point that the Jedi are done, they cannot defeat Sidious. He puts his hand forward in a gesture for Ahsoka to join him. And the crazy part is that Ahsoka does agree with Maul. She wants to join him and become a team against Sidious, but she wants one question answered, and this is where the alliance is broken without even, being started. She asks why was he obsessed with Skywalker, and Maul told her the truth, that he saw a dark vision of Skywalker becoming Sidious's apprentice. He has been groomed from a little boy to today. Maul was cast aside together with Dooku for Skywalker to become the ultimate Sith, to rule beside Sidious together as master and apprentice. This is where Ahsoka loses faith in Maul. She cannot bring herself to accept that Anakin Skywalker, her master, would be capable of betraying the Jedi. She thinks that Maul is deceiving her, and that's why she ignites both of her lightsabers and prepares for a duel. It should be mentioned that, as Ahsoka noted, Maul is not the good guy here. Just because he wants to stop Skywalker/Vader and he doesn't want the Sith to win, hence Darth Sidious, he still plans to overtake the galaxy through the crime syndicates. That would mean even more chaos than even the Empire. We saw a ruthless Empire, but there was order to the nth degree. With the crime syndicates and Maul controlling them, the galaxy would be a cesspool of scum and villainy. If I could give this episode a thumbs up just like you could on this review, I would give it just because of the mocap duel alone. This was hinted at the trailers, but if you didn't know, this particular scene and the entire fight, Maul was mocapped by Ray Park, the original Darth Maul in The Phantom Menace. A great alternate title if you think about it, the connection between The Phantom Menace and this episode 10, which is called The Phantom Apprentice. Although the fight looked beautiful and realistic, it ended on a semi-positive note. On the rafters of Mandalore, tiptoeing Maul and Ahsoka fight, and even though Ahsoka loses both of her lightsabers, it is Maul who loses the battle. As he falls to his death, Ahsoka grabs him with the Force and doesn't let go, even though Maul pleads for her to let him die as a warrior. These were not in her plans though, as Ahsoka keeps Maul afloat with the Force, and Rex stuns Maul and brings him aboard. In a surprising turn of events, the Republic caught Maul finally, although if you've seen the trailers you know that he will go against these clones in this hallway. But what we know from the Ahsoka novels is that unfortunately Maul will escape due to Order 66. Once that order is executed by Palpatine, the clones will turn their attention to Ahsoka. In the end, all of them will escape. Maul will escape the grasp of the Republic, now the Empire, and Ahsoka and Rex will fake their deaths and subsequently leave in exile. What I am wondering is, at the moment when Order 66 will be executed and Palpatine will appear in holocommunications with the clones, will Maul be present? Will both of them see each other? I want to make a video about that. Stay tuned for that one, but hope you enjoyed this quick review of Clone Wars Season 7, Episode 10, The Phantom Apprentice. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thank you guys so much. Leave a thumbs up down below. Have an awesome day, and may the Force be with you. Until then.